Today's topic: perfect women do exist. It's a fact, and I'll be talking all about it for you men out there. Contrary to popular belief, since 96% of my audience, 96% of my audience are men, I have a special news flash for you, for all you men out there who unfortunately think that there is no perfect woman just for you. Well, you're wrong if you believe that, and I'll tell you why. Perfection does exist. Perfect people also exist. You will most likely never hear anything about them, however, because they like to keep their perfect lives all to themselves. Perfect couples are not interested in fate and fortune or fame. They live completely happy, cozy, meaningful, fulfilling lives. You don't, however, go out there and magically run into a perfect person, man or woman, because such a thing simply does not exist. Nobody is perfect until they actually begin working on perfecting themselves. Okay, so nobody's born perfect. It's a process. Only through the eternal power of love, it's a choice that each of us must make. And unfortunately, most people spend their entire lives saying nobody's perfect. That's because you're lazy. You don't have the potential because you don't want it. Love conquers all, not because of its physical, mental, or emotional pleasures alone, but ultimately because of the enormous spiritual potential that can forever better your life. You can become the perfect man, eternally in love with a perfect woman, ready to make you happy, as you are ready to make her happy. So let's just quickly go over what I just said, shall we? Nobody's born perfect, but the process of birth, giving birth, that is, in my humble opinion, that's the art of perfection right there. A perfect baby coming out of the womb. Oh my goodness. The gift of life itself is quite an exhibition of perfectionism. Perfection from Mother Nature itself, right? But like I said, nobody's born perfect. It's a process. Just like you learn new things when you're a little kid, then you become a teenager, then a young adult, and then a middle-aged adult, yada, yada, yada. You have to learn. Okay? That's knowledge. That becomes intelligence and wisdom. It becomes mental and emotional power if you learn how to control your emotions. Emotion, energy in motion. Can you harness it? Positive emotion. Why do I talk about emotion? Because if you're going to be negative with negative emotion, that negative energy within you and your spirit, that's going to affect your mind in a negative way. And the mind can also affect your spirit. If you have negative thoughts, if you're going around saying, well, nobody's ever perfect, that's your problem. You will never attain perfection. So just like I always say, when an Olympic gold medalist performs that perfect 10, or when you taste some food or you taste a beverage and it can't get any better than that, you know it can't get any better than that because it's absolutely perfect. When you had a perfect day, nothing, absolutely nothing went wrong. When you get everything that you've ever wanted in life, that is perfection. But it doesn't happen by itself. You have to earn these things. You have to develop these things. So why go through life saying nobody's perfect? Well, then you're always going to be a loser if you have that mentality. I'm sorry to tell you if the shoe fits. So for the winners out there, guess what they say? Yes, I can. Yes, we can. We will do this. See, that's a positive thinker right there. And they are striving for perfection because that's what perfection is ultimately. It's the ultimate accomplishment to say, you know what? Everything's perfect in my life. Okay, great job. You've already accomplished what very few people can accomplish in this life. Such as my life, for example, with my soulmate. It is perfection. It doesn't get any better than this. Now it's your job to maintain that life. That's another challenge. So first you had the challenge to perfect your life, and especially with the partner. That's the only goal in this life. Love. And then you have to maintain that perfect love together. So, of course, everybody, the majority of people are going to just give up and toss in the towel and say, whatever, I don't care, blah, 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 blah. And they're going to engage in the foolish gender war, pointing fingers. It's the women's fault. It's the men's fault. Because of all the toxic males and females out there that don't deserve to be called men or women. Because you have to deserve that title. That's the problem. Now, you can either fall like crabs in a bucket. You can fall with them, or you can rise in the name of love with your partner. You can become a winner, or you can join all the losers. Your choice. Your choice, amigos. Let's go ahead and proceed, shall we? By the way, the reason why I have that on the cover, All She Wants Is True Love, is because that's exactly what your partner, man or woman, should want, okay? Since the majority of my viewers are men, your choice for your potential future soulmate, she has to only care about love. Not your wallet, not how popular you are, not if you have six-pack abs. Ultimately, she has to be only interested in love, developing a truly loving relationship with you that lasts an entire lifetime. That's marriage material. That's soulmate material. Let us proceed. Since men cannot simply find a perfect woman from the very beginning, you must first start by finding the perfect potential candidate to eventually become best friends with. This means no dating, as I always say. No shortcuts of any kind, because that's what dating is trying to do. Oh, let's just date each other. You're cutting corners. You're not even friends. Are you kidding me? That's not going to work. But unfortunately, to this day, people still play the dating game. And I did several streams on that already. Becoming friends is the most crucial step in a relationship in the very beginning. Ask yourself if she's friendship material. How about that, for starters? Gotta start from square one, the basics, people. Does she show signs of intelligence, wisdom, and patience? Does she respect you, listen to you, tell you how interested and fun it is being with you, how interesting you are? She must absolutely love spending as much time with you as possible. The friendship phase is a time of evaluation, consideration, wondering if she has the potential to one day take things to the next level as a potential future partner. That's the next phase, okay? You can't become intimate partners if you can't master the friendship phase. Best friends, both of you must pass the test. Is she strong-minded? Does she think positively when confronted with daily challenges? How does she react to stress? Is she optimistic? Passionate about life and love? Is she curious about life and love? Adventurous, courageous when she has to be? Full of self-confidence? Is she highly energetic? Does she enjoy smiling and laughing? Because you don't want to be with someone who brings you down, right? And if the signs are there, all these red flags, are they solvable? Can she fix them? Can you help her fix them? Maybe she needs your help. Maybe that's why she has red flags in the first place. Because she needs love in her life and she's just a mess. Maybe you're a mess and she's going to help you fix yourself. It takes two to tango. When I met my lifelong partner in the beginning, we had the synchronization process. We had our ups and downs. We had a lot of misunderstandings. We had some ridiculous arguments. It's going to happen. But the point is, what are you going to do about it? Because we were both problem solvers since the beginning. Yes, things got emotional. Things got uncertain, with doubt and fear. Because we were both afraid of commitment. A lifelong commitment. It's a serious decision. But in the end, we worked everything out. Because you know what? You know what prevailed in the end? Love. We said, you know what? That wasn't so bad. And so the next challenge became easier, the next one easier, and the next one, and the next one. It all became easier the longer we stayed with each other. To this very day, there's no more arguments of any kind, no disagreements, nothing. Nothing negative at all. That's what I mean by eliminate all forms of negativity from your life. You can argue with people if you have to, put them in their place, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But not with your partner. Your partner is sacred. That's your one and only. That's your meaning in life. That's your only purpose for living. And she has to feel the same. So, once again, is she friendship material? Does she respect you? Because respect is honoring you. Okay? This is a big deal. If she disrespects you in any way, that's got to change. Okay? If it happens, it happens. But it's got to be fixed before you guys take things to even the next level after this. Okay? Because right now you're in the friendship phase. Is she passionate about life and love? Is she strong? Because if she's weak, she's going to need your help, right? These are mental and emotional issues. Maybe even PTSD issues, whatever it is. But if you guys have positive, strong energy together, you guys are really clicking together, the chemistry, right? It's more than just sexual in nature, as far as attraction's concerned. It's got to be mental and emotional. That energy, that positive energy, that chemistry right there. Let's go ahead and proceed. If you both are having fun, unforgettable moments with each other, that's what you guys are having, unforgettable moments, only then can you even consider taking things to the next level, which is to finally become intimate partners. See, that's the problem with dating. You're trying to shortcut, skipping the friendship phase or fast forwarding through it, taking the fast food version. It doesn't work like that. That's no wonder so many people fail in the dating phase. Or they decide to become intimate partners after quick dating and they say, oh yeah, we're ready to go to the next level. And then all the problems arise and then they fall apart within a matter of maybe a year or two, maybe even 5 years down the road. This is not how a Lamborghini, for example, is built, right? It takes a long time to meticulously put all those high quality pieces together. You want a Lamborghini quality relationship. You don't want some beat up used Ford that's been, 300,000 miles on it falling apart, a clunker, right? You don't want a clunking relationship just because it's cheaper, right? You don't want that. I hope you don't want that. Quality. So don't rush things. So this includes kissing on the lips when you become intimate partners, tongue kissing, sexual activities, and living together as a couple. You have to move in with each other, okay? You can't consider yourselves intimate partners if you're not moving in with each other. It's an absolute commitment at this point. You guys are best friends. So the trust should already be established. You shouldn't have any doubts saying, well, I don't know, honey, it's a big decision. Well, then you're not ready to move in with each other. You better stay in the friendship phase, but hey, don't spend too much time there either. Because if she friend zones you, you're never going to end up taking the next step. And now you're wasting your life. And so is she. So whoever's hesitant, or if you both are hesitant, it's only going to get worse. Okay, so this is not the time to get married, however, or even think about marriage. Remember, you just completed the friendship phase, becoming best friends, and are now getting to know each other on an intimate level. You're just beginning to know each other on that level and living with each other. You most definitely don't want to ruin your relationship by rushing anything at this point. Same with the friendship phase. You don't rush that phase. Now it's time to ask yourself if she sexually pleases you exactly how you always dreamed. That's why I'm against, waiting until getting married in order to have sex. That is a huge mistake, and I did a stream about that. Sex before marriage. You're talking about spending the rest of your life with this person. They had better be everything that you expect in the bedroom. I don't care what anybody says, what their religion says, what the ethics about it says. That's just opinions, people's opinions and tradition. I highly advise that you guys click together perfectly in the sexual realm before you even think about talking about marriage or a lifelong relationship, in other words. So, they had to be everything you ever dreamed of sexually. If there's room for improvement with their sexual abilities, maybe something's not quite perfect, that's fine. But does she have the potential to eventually become your fantasy in that realm, right? In the sexual realm of love. Sexual compatibility is a must. It's non-debatable if you want to be happy. So, if anybody who's squeamish out there when talking about sex, you're not going to make it. You're going to fail miserably. You should embrace the topic of sex. You should be anxious to want to talk about it with your partner in all of its glorious details. Are you everything she dreams of? Because it works both ways when it comes to your sexual abilities. How well do you both get along by living together? Do you both place each other first above anything else as each other's highest priority? The art of perfection requires constant improvement. So like I said, it works both ways, okay? So, but don't forget, it could be imbalanced at first. Maybe you're better than she is in the bedroom. That's fine. But does she have the potential to catch up? Is she willing? Does she show signs of curiosity and wonder, and she's really anxious to do better? And especially if she doesn't take your critiques, because it's not critique, it's your feedback, and say, well, I think this could have been better. Maybe if you just try this. And she's got to say, yes. Yes, you know what? I'm anxious to try. I want to do better. I want to be everything that you can ever dream of. I want to be your fantasy. If those words don't come out of her mouth, she's not marriage material. Okay? That's just the way it works. And you have to be everything that she wants too. But does that mean having six-pack abs and, 6 feet tall and a six-figure income, the 666, desire from the typical toxic woman out there? Well, toxic female. No. These things are unnecessary, right? Now, you should mind your physical health. You should be attractive to her because physical attraction is a must, like it or not. She's got to be physically attracting for you and you for her. That's just the physical chemistry of it. Do you have to be the fittest person in the world? No. But you have to be at least decent. So not severely overweight and out of control and, with all types of health problems and, to each their own. But I highly advise that you get your physical fitness together. It's a must. Because why is she going to want to hook up with somebody who's on his last leg and can vanish from this earth at any time? That's a horrible investment of life, right? Choosing somebody to love. That's not very wise, and it doesn't make any sense at all. You're only fooling yourself and kidding yourself. So she has to mind her physical health. That means none of this being an alcoholic or overeating out of crazy. If you guys have any problems with alcoholism or overeating food out of emotion, negative emotions, you guys need to fix those problems. Go get counseling for it, therapy. Do something about it. This is a time to get things right together, if one or both of you has any of these issues. So let's go ahead and move forward, shall we? Because right here, is she sexually amazing? Can she be your sexual fantasy? Does she love you? Do you love her? That's the part I want to go over. Love. At this point, you guys should start feeling love for each other at this sexual intimacy phase where you guys are sexually intimate together, living with each other, having sex on a regular basis. Sex is a huge part, if not the most important part of a relationship. Yes, but when it's only used for body on body with no meaning or purpose, no. That's when it has no meaning at all. When I say sex is the most important part is because you guys have already mastered becoming best friends together, the respect, the honor, the trust, everything under the umbrella of love. Now the sex means everything. And that's the ultimate unity together as one. So let's go ahead and proceed, shall we? In order to successfully love someone forever and ever, this is with a permanent marker here. It's not a pencil with an eraser, as in the beginning, fixing things. With all of your heart and soul, you both must work on perfecting yourselves. It's not an option. In every way imaginable. Those who don't believe that perfection exists, or who believe that nobody can ever become perfect, will fail in their relationships. Guaranteed. And you know how many people go out there like, oh, perfection doesn't exist. No, that's not possible. Those Disney movies are fake. Well, the story is fake, but the concept is very real. The concept of love itself, right? That's true. That's real. The power of love. So instead of being all negative and naive and sarcastic and just completely ignorant to the fact that love is the most powerful thing in this world, the energy, maybe you should want to work on yourself if that's what your mindset is at this point, if the shoe fits. At this stage, having mastered becoming best friends, having mastered peacefully and comfortably living together, showing enormous potential for a lifelong relationship. Only now should you begin thinking of spending the rest of your lives together. The perfect woman always begins as a perfect candidate to potentially satisfy every single deep desire you have. Keep in mind that you also, as a man, as I said before, have to be everything she desires as well. It's the only way both of you can eventually become the perfect couple. You see how the perfect couple is established? You have to be perfect, she has to be perfect, now you both are perfect. What is perfection? It means that you couldn't ask for anything else from this woman that you chose to love with all of your heart and soul. And she can't ask for anything else either. Everything is perfect when you're fully satisfied in every way possible in the relationship. Nothing can go wrong. You don't know what to, and so cheating goes out the window, breaking up goes out the window, or getting a divorce. Unhappiness goes out the window. Everything negative goes out the window when every single block is checked. Now, is that being exaggerated? No. That's exactly what love requires. What did you think love required? To just be lazy and mediocre and say, well, nobody's perfect. Let's just get together and go through life's motions, have kids just to have kids, just live together because, well, I'm just going to settle for you because I couldn't find anybody better. Wow. Wow, that's just so horrible. What a horrible life. What a miserable life, if that's the case. Or you just rush through things like, well, I guess she's the one. She's the only one that said yes. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, talk about a failure, because that's a failure right there. You can still fix it. Maybe you're with the right person, maybe you're not, but you have to fix things, because if you're feeling that way, that's failure. One should never feel unhappiness of any kind. It's highly negative. So, like I said, both of you must be completely obsessed with each other. Always anxious and excited to do anything and everything together. True love is all about worshiping each other, being grateful for every single second spent together, every unforgettable moment, including simple moments. So if you're just shopping in the grocery store, you should be able to look at your partner and be like, I'm the happiest man alive. But if you're in the grocery store and be like, yeah, hey honey, so what are we gonna do next? Okay, so you're gonna be out there. Okay, yeah, I just completely just monotone, mediocre, unexciting. I'm not saying you have to be electric 24/7. I'm just saying that you have to honor your partner, okay? That's the respect and consideration that she deserves. But of course, both of you have to earn this, right? Earn your titles, as I always say. So what that means is, how deep is your love? How much does she love you? How much do you love her? That's what it comes down to. You know, you guys should take great pride in how much you love each other. Is it a 10 out of 10? Is it an 11 out of 10? That's the way it should be. I don't care about anybody else's relationships. That's what you should say. It doesn't matter what other people think and how they feel and how they do their lives and, you know, the people that they're with, and you're going to compare and contrast your relationship with theirs. That's not the way true love works. With true love, only you two matter. That doesn't mean go disrespecting the entire world. That just means that you two are the most prized possession, okay? You own her heart and she owns your heart. In fact, I'll go even further, as I always say, you own each other's heart and soul. There is no going back. You guys are locked in forever and ever, eternally. The word eternal means without time. It's beyond time itself. Time is an increment of measure, infinity. There's a big difference between infinity and eternity. Okay, eternity is without time. That's how deep your guys' love should be. When you look into each other's eyes, it's not that you're saying, oh, is she the one? You should be like, not only is she the one, she's my whole life. She's the reason why I exist. And she should be able to look into your eyes and say the same thing. Otherwise, you can forget about just getting married and putting some rings on each other's fingers and saying, yeah, I guess we're deeply in love. No, 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 no. That's a ceremony. That's a cultural tradition right there. That doesn't define how deep your love is. In fact, you guys could never get married and spend the rest of your lives together and be far more in love, infinitely further in love compared to anybody who just went to go get married and think that they're in love and spend 40, 50 years together or their whole lives together just because they thought that getting married is what true love is. No. They were only pretending to be committed in that relationship. But you don't want to be a pretender. You want to know with all of your heart and soul that, you know what, my life is the happiest. I don't think anybody else is as happy as I am. So guess what? That takes effort. That's what perfection is. If you want to feel completely happy in this life, it's all up to you. It's in both of your guys' hands. So you create your own destiny together as one. All right, let's go ahead and move on. All right. For any male out there who foolishly believes that there are no good women these days, this is for you. They will always fail to find the right potential partner, all because they choose to have a negative mindset, as I was saying earlier. Be a real man by believing in yourself, by wanting to succeed. Anyone can sit there and complain about how many toxic women exist. I'm sorry, toxic females. I have to stand corrected. Anyone could complain about how many toxic females exist. The fact is, toxic males and females will always exist because only the few, the strong, the passionate will eventually succeed in establishing and maintaining a perfect soulmate relationship, which takes a lot of effort on a daily basis. Only those who take love seriously, who place love as their only main priority in life, are guaranteed to become winners in the realm of love. If you are single, work on bettering yourself before venturing off to find a woman to befriend in the beginning phase. Don't wait too long, though. Just do your best. As I said before, you don't have to have the perfect body, a very large income in order to support a family. Just do the best you can, but don't waste too much time attaining those goals either. The whole point of this show is to prove to men out there that the perfect woman does in fact exist. However, you will never find a perfect woman just by meeting them alone. They will have flaws, just like you. Your mission is to improve those flaws together until your relationship is absolutely perfect. So you see what I'm saying here? Perfect women do exist. Perfect men do exist. But you have to earn that status. And so you don't want to mess with anybody who doesn't believe in the art of perfection, because those are the lazy, toxic ones. Those are the ones who are going to wake up one day and give you a nice, ugly surprise that's going to break the relationship. And then you're going to be caught in a narcissistic, abusive lifestyle with them, where, oh, well, they're only human. They make mistakes. I'm only human. I make mistakes. Watch how quickly that relationship crumbles. It's only a matter of time. That's why the art of perfection is so crucial. It's life-saving. Because if you both believe in it and perfecting everything about your guys' lives, nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. I want you guys to really hear me out. Today we live in a world of people who give up left and right. Weaklings, unintelligent, not even wise. They just give up. A bunch of weaklings out there who go around saying, yeah, whatever, love doesn't exist, everybody's a bastard, they're all toxic, nobody's worth it, I'm not going to ever fall in love, I just want to live alone in my home and play video games and watch TV and movies. Those are the losers. That's the loser's corner. Do I want that for you? No. That's why you're here, right? To better yourself and to better your relationship if you're fortunate to even be in a relationship. A relationship is an opportunity to become happy in the future. Both for you and your partner. That's an opportunity. It's not a state of, hey, honey, Satisfy me and I'll satisfy you. That's like a business mentality. That's not what love is. Basic satisfaction. It's growth. You guys are growing together. You guys are becoming wiser, intelligent, more and more intelligent, respectful, honorable. You guys honor and cherish each other. You worship each other. You guys are each other's idols. Everything. Heart and soul. But you don't get there overnight from the very beginning. And like I said, establishing a best friends relationship with somebody of the opposite sex, that's your first step. Not playing the stupid dating game. You're not going to get there quicker by going out on dates and hoping that, oh, sex on the first date? On the second date? Should I call her? Is she going to text me? This is all fun and games, right? But it's the most ridiculous, immature thing to do, especially these days. Back then, we didn't have technology. I'm an 80s boy. So before me, and even during my time as a little kid, there wasn't this technology of, hey, let me text you, let me email you. Those things didn't exist. And even further back in time, not even the phone existed. Not even writing letters to each other existed, unless you're going to send it on a ship over the seas or whatnot. Or go walk it over your... There was no long distance relationships or anything on a fast food level. That you can get messages across to each other in a split second or in a matter of a few days. You know, sometimes you'd have to wait a whole year for your message to arrive to the person you were sending a message to. That's not what... Look, love is about being with each other, not having to be put in such a position. Sending messages and playing games and even dating. You should get to know each other first on a friendship level. Basic friendship level. And then maybe you could take things to the next level. I have to stress that because people out there are like, well, perfection doesn't exist. Nobody's perfect. Wrong. That's because you have no idea how to properly fall in love with somebody eventually. You can't fall in love with them. That's why love at first sight doesn't exist. It's attraction at first sight. Then when you guys get to know each other, you start becoming attracted to each other's minds and the way you think and what your beliefs are. If you guys are really clicking together, if you guys really agree with each other, to see if you're a good match. But just to become friends, because if you rush it beyond that right away, you're sabotaging yourselves. That's why there's so much uncertainty when people do that, when they're dating and then they're like, I don't know if he's the one. I don't know if she's the one. Of course there's fear and doubt because you guys are rushing it. You see what I'm telling you? So instead of playing the fast food game here, living life in the fast lane, why don't you slow down and take a detour? Because that's where the winners are driving right there and through life. They're taking the long journey, that beautiful journey. They're going sightseeing. They're not in the fast lane. They drive off-road, the winners like myself. We're off-road. We're enjoying the sunsets, the sundown, you know, everything. The sunrise, the sundowns, everything together. And we are so happy. We don't have to see how fast we can go through life, you know, and cut corners. No, we're problem solvers. So we do believe in efficiency, but we don't rush the most beautiful parts of life itself. And part of that is the process of loving somebody else. That's a big part of life. That's the most important part of life. So you don't rush that, right? Why you want to rush the most important part of life, which is love? Wrong answer. So with that said, now you know that perfect people, so the perfect relationship, the perfect woman, the perfect man do exist. All of it does exist, but you have to earn that status. And only you are going to know when you've earned it. Only she's going to know when she's earned it. Nobody else can tell you if you're perfect or not. You guys have to fill in that answer. Because when you guys can say you're both perfect, that means she is absolutely happy beyond belief. There's nothing else she can ask for. And you are happy beyond belief, and there's nothing more you can ask for. That's perfection, and it's non-debatable to anybody else. What makes you guys happy might not make us happy, but as long as you guys are happy and we're happy to the maximum, without anything left to desire, that's perfection. And with that said, much love to everybody, wishing everybody out there the best.